Chapter 2. The unspoken and the unseen. I found my medication. Of course, I found it. The answer was right there all along, tucked away in some corner or fallen somewhere just out of sight. The questions should have ended there, but they didn't. Even with the mystery solved, my mind kept running like a car engine refusing to turn off. Why was I still clinging to the suspicion? I knew, deep down, he wouldn't steal from me. There wasn't any real reason to think he would. He's not in my life enough, not close enough to harbor those sorts of motives. But still, the thoughts were there, lurking. It wasn't about the medication. I could see that now, as I held the bottle in my hand, feeling the weight of it. The doubts and the suspicions were something else, a murmur under the surface of my own mind. Was it trust that I feared? Or was it love, and the fragile, half-formed feeling of connection I barely dared to name? I didn't know him well, not well enough to be this affected, but that only made the uncertainty louder, like an echo bouncing back and forth until it's impossible to tell where it started. And then came the next question. Why do I have these thoughts? These shadows of suspicion that slip in so easily, even when I know they shouldn't. I start piecing it together, drawing connections where there might be none. As though every thought had a hidden layer, every feeling a secret motive. When he was here last, he was cautious, almost restrained. It was as though he were measuring each moment, each interaction, trying not to give away too much. And maybe that's why I couldn't shake the doubt. His kindness felt conditional, like it came with an unspoken boundary I wasn't allowed to cross. He wouldn't steal from me, I tell myself, but I can't help wondering why I'm so convinced of it. I speculate, letting the thoughts tumble forward. Maybe it's because he understands me too well. He knows how my mind works, how it can run in endless loops, creating problems where none exist. He knows, better than most, the flickering mistrust that can come over me, the way my mind can twist even the most harmless interactions into something bigger, something darker. Perhaps he knew that by not taking anything, by leaving everything in its place, he'd allow me to be my own worst enemy. And maybe that's exactly what he intended. But then I stopped myself. He wouldn't go that far, would he? It feels too elaborate, too orchestrated for someone who's barely in my life. And yet these suspicions, these twisting thoughts, they're mine. They've always been mine, whether he's in the room or not. Maybe he's just a mirror, reflecting back the uncertainties that have been lurking all along.